I gotta record this too, so let me see. Can you see me okay? How do I look?
You look good. See, this meeting is being live streamed. Okay, I'm fine with that.
YouTube, and let me hit record too. I wonder if I have enough space on this thing. All right, that's what's going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and just jump on in. David Puckett. David, what's your middle name?
David Wayne Puckett.
David, so you sound like David Wayne Puckett. That sounds like a 1950s cowboy star.
Well, I'm darn glad. I mean, for many reasons, I'm glad I wasn't born a female. But if I had been, my family was going to name me very traditional Puckett family, Southern. Parthena would have been my name, and if I did Parthena Pitcock Puckett, and I thus would have had middle initials PP or initials PPP. So I am darn glad I didn't become a female.
Parthena, I don't think I can say it. Parthena, nonetheless.
Parthena Pitcock Puckett, and if you go back 3 generations, there was a Parthena Pitcock, and then there was Davy Crockett Puckett. I'm serious. I can send you the right on Ancestry.com.
So. I believe you. This is why I said that name just rings that bell that sounds like that old historic, some kind of cowboy I should have read about a long time ago. I took over stagecoaches and saved the world or something. But nonetheless, Stanley Moore, Florida Supreme Court certified mediator, primary trainer, qualified arbitrator, a bunch of other things. I'm so happy to be joined by one of my colleagues. I actually call him one of my friends as well, David Puckett. And today we're going to have a conversation about different things, but mostly about AI, artificial intelligence, which I have an apprehension of. I'm going to say it up front. I have an apprehension of it because I am a diehard, as Dave loves to say, old school mediator that likes to do the let's sit face to face across the table and hash it out and make things happen. I'm about that. I love that. I think those produce not only, I don't want to say better results, but they provide results where people are definitely more invested and they feel satisfied usually with the process, whether it resolves itself in a number of different ways, from a written settlement agreement to an impasse and goes forward. There's just a synergy and energy that's created, and a very good skilled conflict resolution trained mediator that understands that can use that to create the best process necessary for the parties. Ergo, years, decades in the future, now we have AI. And AI, as you know, it's the hot thing. It's jumping all over the place, and it's included all over the place, and it's being pushed down our throats, and even in the mediation realm and the field that's happening, so much so that when I do mediation for commercial clients, hundreds of thousands of dollars, $50, I don't care the amount, but I'm hearing from defense and plaintiff side, there are some mediators that want to press that AI button, even on the Zoom, and say, let's use AI in mediation. Let's do that. And I say, time out, I'm not going to do that. And you can't because of certain things. But then again, it has its place, it has its space, and there is an ethical use and utilization of emotional intelligence and AI. And my friend David happens to be, I think, one of the foremost speakers and experts in that area. So David, I'm going to give it to you for a little bit to tell us what.
Well, let me respond. First of all, we're obviously not married, but in a marriage, that partnership is like a marriage. The truth in the political world is in the middle. Okay, we can't stop AI. We can be scared by these commercials or with this newspaper articles. 80% of the jobs in the next 5 years will be alleviated, done away with because of AI. Not for sure it's going to be 80%, but it's going to be above 50%. So any task that's repetitive or common can be replaced. You go back, one of my competitors, I won't mention his name, I don't have his permission, but he's one of the thought leaders in this ODR space. All these, we're talking about AI, artificial intelligence. Let's don't forget our roots of how we met. ADR, alternative dispute resolution, then ODR, online dispute resolution. We introduced, your and I's partnership, and the people who have worked with us, TEDR, technology enhance dispute resolution. In your introduction of yourself, you talk about the human factor, the human touch, and resolving conflicts. There's probably no two people who have more passion and energy than you and I, but yet it's often directed differently and used differently. But I have the utmost respect in the TDR methodology document, which is being now rewritten to include AI post-patent. As you know, we got a patent in September of 2023. And so now we're starting to get our message out in public via updating our websites and that. But I'm not scared of AI, but I lean towards you. The practice of it's got to start out with baby steps. And Stanley, we've been using AI since we introduced Settle Now in 2013. We just didn't call it AI. And so the misunderstanding is what AI is. So my competitor I was going to refer to, he wrote an article. Gosh, time is flying. I want to say it's been 7, maybe even 9 years ago in American Trial Lawyers magazine, if I'm correct in my memory. And it was called Silicon Judges. And he advocated in his thoughts that eventually the silicon software combination was going to take away judges in the court. And he sort of advocated because there's no bias. Now we go, all of us good professionals don't have bias. Yes, we do. I'm sorry, in court, that's why we dress up, to show the court respect. We judge people. We are culturally biased. We're racially biased. We're sexually biased. We're economically. You can't say there's no bias. But in this purest sense, theoretically, because AI is machine learning, you can teach AI bias. And so people who says it's not is wrong. And if you just let, like these movies, that the AI is going to control the world and that's your biggest fear, it's not unjustified. That's why TDR, even before we started using AI, I've been warned, hey, don't put AI on your new logo. Don't be leading with AI because the legal industry is scared of AI. We're all scared of AI. But we're about the ethical utilization of AI. TDR is technology. We even, if you remember, in our logo for TDR, it's capital T, capital D and R, lowercase e, enhanced. I'm looking at AI, how it can enhance. But you'll remember when you and I did our master's programs, and you did the doctoral program at Nova, we had to take human factors.
Yep.
And human factors are everywhere. And in our utilization, in our product design, our patent design, there's a human overseer. Okay. And if you just let AI go loose, it can be as biased as whoever programs the thing. So we got to nip this. And I know you write articles for the newspapers and that. We've got to get rid of this paranoia of AI. I recently reached out to one of the largest law firms in this state and to the principal partner of that firm. And I said, can we not get about a dozen large law firms to put in a nonprofit, donate maybe up to $1 million, and we'll issue stipends to graduate students, but not just law graduate students, but graduate students of law, conflict resolution programs like at Nova, okay?
Economics.
MBA programs. These MBA guys are going out and working in these Fortune 500 companies. And don't forget our IT graduate students. They're doing the AI programming. If we can get us academically aligned and get Florida as a thought leader, why should this come from Silicon Valley? Watson comes out of Pennsylvania. Why? It's IBM's, that's kind of heavy. Why not Florida? Why can't we lead with the ethical utilization of artificial intelligence in the law and conflict resolution? So we might in this interview seem to be from a divergent perspective. We're really not. The truth is in the middle. But I hope this interview helps everyone understand. Don't fear AI. Control it. Moderate its use, but there's a human element. All right. So thank you.
So now, that's just a little bit of it, but with the use of the TEDR methodology, go into what the T, if you don't mind doing that too much. I know it's patent pending and such is being rewritten, but the thing that we developed, that you basically developed through, and we started to use, how we use artificial intelligence, AI, through the TEDR method. Go into that. And again, I'm gonna promote it too, because I think the channel that you created for this is important. You got to put more work into it. But I think it's something that you started, a decade ago that now everyone's catching up to, right? So, but still, it still is what it is. And as you said, it's been going. We've been doing this for a while now. So talk about that a little bit. And then I'm going to talk about.
Well, we're not going to use this interview to plug our individual products, but I will have to relate it to some references. So let's start. Let's start with TDR. Okay, that's where your question comes from. Okay. Like you, I was trained as a mediator in the mid 80s from one of the founders of this industry. He's credited, and I've seen it written in journals. He created the first mediation center in the United States. Of course, in Hawaii. Some people don't consider Hawaii United States, but he created an outreach program at the University of Hawaii for Dr. Becker. That's who I'm speaking of. So,
but let me get important too. I'm driving up space on this thing.
I didn't hear you. Sorry.
I didn't say anything. I think it's now showing up on YouTube. So I'm gonna jump on in, David.
We got it with the two technical people have a technical issue.
That's weird.
David Wayne.
It's as if it's in
1950s.
It's as if it's.
Well, I'm very glad.
We're going to start over. This video has already been shot. All right. Let's.
No, it's not for now.
Puckett family.
It's like picking up. It's like now being.
You shouldn't even be